2, 1. We are live. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Starr, here tonight. We got a panel here of lucky Halloween. We even got Jason here in the bottom corner, but we're going to take a look at a beer that comes all the way from Barrie, Ontario, from a brewery we've actually looked at on Beer Analysis 101 before. We're going to take a look at Paranormal Imperial Pumpkin Ale, 10% ABV. Definitely a beast. No, now it's canned. It doesn't come in these anymore. I'll talk more about the box later. First and foremost, let's introduce the panel we have tonight, and we'll start in the order that people joined. First off, Mr. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co.
Hello.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Day off. Did a little bit of
drinking.
I've been imbibing a little bit.
You've been day drinking?
No. I'm watching my kids after school. I was being very responsible.
Sure.
And I just sobered up after watching Fuckaroo and his gang of Marianne drinking beer from a racist fucking.
What did he hard pass this time? Oh, I thought you were talking about.
No. That's just a catch-all phrase now for me for fuckaroos. Yeah. Don't even get me started on the other fuckaroo.
Right. All right. So speaking of fuckaroos, hey, Mr. Guy of Drinking in Canada. So nice to see you again. It's not like I haven't seen you in like a week.
Oh, okay. Today's my Friday, so I about to do these and other stuff. So I can't wait to start drinking.
Nice. So you're double fisting tonight.
Yes.
Double pumpkinin.
Double pumpkin and the fisting the pumpkins.
Right. All right. Moving right along to It's Greg. I'm pretty sure it's Greg. You should have had like a fake plastic knife or something.
It's a polished storm.
I had a big plastic knife. My dog ate it and broke it and had to throw it out. So
All right. So let's move back over to Mr. Awkward Me. Going to take a look at the beer history I wrote up on this one here. And as we've looked at Flying Monkeys before, I won't go into too much detail, other than to say that the brewery started as the Robert Simpson Brewing Co. in 2005, which opened in Barrie, Ontario by Peter Chiodo and his wife Andrea. They changed the name in late 2008 to the more interesting Flying Monkeys name, which was a successful move for the brewery. Over the years, they've become well known for their IPAs and other creative styles of beers that they've produced. So other beers from Flying Monkeys do include Optical Illusion Pale Ale, Smash Bomb Atomic IPA, 12 Minutes to Destiny Hibiscus Pale Ale, Live Transmission Milkshake IPA, Anti-Gravity Lager, Aurora Heart Chocolate Raspberry Stout, and way many more. All right, so short history tonight. So this time I'm going to get into the beer. Now it's Paranormal Imperial Pumpkin Ale. With this box of glory here is a 10% ABV pumpkin ale brewed with 2 imperial strength using pale malt, melanoidin, Vienna malt, caramel crystal malt, and Columbus hops, as well as roasted pumpkin, a light brown sugar, ginger root, ground allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, and added to the boil. First introduced as an autumn seasonal in large cardboard box like this one in fall of 2004. Paranormal was re-released in each Halloween season and is now available in 473 milliliter cans starting as of October 2017. So this is the third year they've released the can version. What I've got in my hands here is, of course, this year's can version, which was sent to me by Greg. Thank you, Jason, Greg. And the box here I've got is my 4-year-old aged bottle of Paranormal, which is from 2015, which has some spiel on it. It's gather other believers and safely enjoy the hunting Flying Monkeys Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Enjoy it now or settle for ale for up to 2 years if you dare. Well, it's 4 years old now. And see you at the unexplored dimensions of flavor are revealed. Yeah, anyway, I don't have to bore anybody with the details, but I miss when Flying Monkeys used to make box art like this and have all kinds of details and shit that you could read on it. And not only that, the bottles themselves were stuck in the box here. Hold on a second. The bottles themselves are just gorgeous to look at. Anyway, set that down, move along,
No,
and get over to Mr. Ashley Sexton, who I want to hear. What is your history with this beer?
Well, traditionally, the style itself, like pumpkin ales, once I've had one, it's sort of like a one and done for me. Oddly enough, over the years, I mean, I find with the Ontario beer market, or the beer scene, I'm sorry, a lot of the craft breweries will just come out with the same pumpkin beer year over year over year. So, I try them once and then I pretty much just move on. Oddly enough, I had never had this one up until a few weeks ago. I'm not too sure why I've never had it in the past. I don't know. I think a few other pumpkin beers just really took me away from from really venturing out and buying them. But so I had this for the first time just a few weeks ago, and I think it was, besides this one, I think I purchased one other pumpkin beer all season. So it just sort of goes to show you the love I have for pumpkin beers.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All right. Moving on to Mr. Guy, who I know for a fact has had this beer before because I drank it with it.
Yeah, that was the first
on
time.
Don's channel. Was that your first
I did
time?
I did review the can. No, I reviewed the can after that. But yeah, that was the first time I had it. It was with you and Don and cousin Pascal. I'm looking at the screenshot now. So that was way back in February 7th, 2016. February.
Well, that wasn't February. You weren't down in February. You were down in like the previous October.
Well, that's when it's uploaded. Yeah, so it'd be October.
Yeah.
Wait, 2016. Jeez.
2015, you would have been down there. So yeah, it's on Don Rig's channel. If you want to look up Don Rig 13 beer reviews, look for review number 532. If you can handle 4 awkward people drinking one beer while drunk and probably other things in Grand Bay, New Brunswick. So yeah, move back to Guy. Let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. Or are you done?
Or saying no, I don't want to say my score yet. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, just reminiscing the good times. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just went ahead.
I don't think Don puts scores in text on his videos. I think he just
he scored that one. I watched that video.
Huh?
He scored that one the highest. That video.
Just browsing through here. Okay, well,
spoiler, he gave it like a 4.75.
Yeah, I think he got mixed ratings. I'll get into my history on it, but I think some people thought it was too much.
I'll wait till the end. I'll compare my old score with the new one.
Yeah, right. All right, let's move over to Greg. Greg, put a shirt on.
Camp Crystal Lake is a nudist camp.
Gross.
Yes, it is. You want to know when I had this for the first time?
I don't want to start talking about thirst times with you with a shirt off.
Listen, Nick. I may have not been your first.
You'll be a last.
Yeah. Anyway, I checked in November 1st, 2014, the fateful day where I checked in 500 beers and then died of alcohol poisoning.
Holy fuck.
Hence why I'm a zombie. So, yeah, I had it sometime before then. I had it the first time it came out, whatever year that was. That's when I had it. One of those big-ass bottles. I still think I have the box because I think it was cool, and I put it on a shelf somewhere to collect dust.
Nice. All right.
To see my penis.
All right, let's move over to me. While Greg puts his shirt on. Anyway, my story on this thing is actually pretty similar to Guy's. First time I ever had this was in 2015. Probably around close to the same time that he had it. I think the time that you had it, Don might have bought it. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the time I had it, I bought 2 bottles of this back in 2015, and I drank one on a BDU one night, and I remember thinking it was the spices. It was just overpowering spice and earth, and I never reviewed it. I held onto one of the other bottle that I had bought, thinking someday I'll do a review of it. Well, that never happened, and it's just sitting there in the cellar. I'm just like, I kind of got forgotten about. Now it's 4 years old, and tonight we're doing this can that Greg sent me. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for putting your shirt back on. And this time, so this is my first time having it since, and it's kind of neat that it's in a can. But I'm glad we actually got to do a real proper pumpkin beer for Halloween. But I guess I digress on this one. I remember my memories of this thing not being that fond. All right, I'm gonna move over to Ash. Do you want to read some comments? Considering there's only one that isn't from you.
Yeah, we got Craig from Cat Beer Reviews in the chat saying cheers all, and that's it.
How exciting!
There we go.
Well, I'm just cracking my beer open now, so I really am not ready to talk about my thoughts on this.
That's all right.
So, let's talk amongst ourselves. Like, how's things? How's life? How's the wife? How's the kids?
I'll stay on the topic of the beer and say that although the can and your bottle are 4 or 5 years difference in age, a lot of the artwork's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
I noticed the pumpkin's the same.
Striking similarities.
It's obviously based off the same logo and everything. Like,
exactly.
Grain over here.
Or to just save the AI files and move the graphics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, here, junior graphic designer, just take this file and just make it your own and change it, and we're gonna put it on a can. But I'll always give Flying Monkeys full props for the little bit of story time. They also do a good job of letting you know what's actually in the beer. There's no fucking mysteries. Like it's not hard to find out, what malts and what hops and shit they use. So we'll give them props for that.
Just started jotting down some thoughts here.
Really freaking.
I believe Nick instructed you to talk about your wife.
Yeah, we're not talking about your wife, dude. Yeah, I know it's freaking weird. I'm freaking weird. Anyway.
Not weird.
I'm not weird, he says.
I accidentally bought a beer today that I thought was just going to be like an amber ale or something like that from Bob Cajun. It was their autumn ale. And only after I opened it did I realize that it was a fucking spiced beer. I was like, it makes no mention. Well, actually, oh no, it actually does say in like really fine print at the bottom that it was a spiced beer, but I had no idea going into it what it was or that it actually had spices because I didn't pay attention. So that was an unwelcome surprise. That's all right.
Well, I'm having some hard decisions here. Like try to think of what I think about the aged version in comparison. That
do you have them both side by side?
Yeah, I'm drinking the aged one here. This aged one.
Yeah,
this is the new one.
Oh well, at least this time they're both the same color, unlike last week.
Yeah, like the Chimay. Like one was completely lighter, and the other one. This is an interesting comparison. And
on camera, yours looks a lot darker than mine, but that's just the different type of glass.
Yeah, it could be just the lighting in behind me. Like if I take this and put it behind.
Yeah. I think it's just the glass composition.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, hold yours up. Your glass of beer.
Oh, okay. You had me confused.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, goblet. You guys have the same type of glass. Key and I have the same type of glass. They sort of look the same. There we go. Oh.
Clear.
Stop moving it, Key. You have to line up.
I can see myself.
I'll talk more about what I think about the 8th version in a bit, but I'm pretty much going to base my rating on the current version because
mine's at room temperatures. Wow.
Oh, geez.
Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Well, maybe not rough. I don't know.
I feel like my initial impression so far, I might as well give it away as a spoiler, I guess. My initial impression so far is that I'm kind of liking this one a whole lot better than what I remember.
That's good.
Yeah. And my cap says, "Make beer, not war."
Oh, well, there you go. That's good messaging as well.
We could all take some lessons from Flying Monkeys, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Is anybody ready for thoughts?
What is that?
Anybody ready for thoughts?
Yeah, we can talk about what I think of the beer.
Yeah. What's Greg saying? Kill me.
Kill teens.
Kill teens.
Yeah.
Kill teens?
There we go. Gotta kill those teens.
Right. Okay, so let's get over to Ash. She's gonna give a description of what the fuck his thoughts are on this thing before we all get shit drunk because this is 10% beer.
This is great. I'll start off with the aroma. It's absolutely fantastic. I love pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin squares. I love pretty much any pumpkin baked good. I'll enjoy, and the aroma on this one totally matches exactly what you would think from a nice homemade pumpkin pie. It's got all of those spice notes that you're sort of looking for. Those warm, comforting, rich aromas of cinnamon, nutmeg, blah blah blah. Pretty much the exact same way that the majority of these pumpkin beers will smell. But this one, the aroma is very much on the forefront. Maybe a little bit more so than most of the pumpkin beers I've had. Again, but that's just a limited sample size. So, but whatever. Bodies, pretty much medium. It's for a 10%. It's going to be near impossible for them to really thin it out. So it's it's medium bodied, very light carbonation. The taste for me sort of follows the nose pretty much. All of the spices though, they're so aromatic, but with heavy aromatics come, it's a heavy addition of spices, so I find it really dries out the beer quite a bit. Now I'm not a really big fan of like overtly sweet beers, which you can get with these high double-digit ABV beers, but I almost find that this is swinging too far to the other side of just being like super like parchingly dry. Like it's like my mouth is just after every sip, it's just I have to go back because it's just so dry. But you're drinking a 10% beer, so you're gonna get yourself into a whole bunch of trouble. Now mine isn't overly like I was watching. I was busy on the YouTubes and I forgot to take this beer out. So this has probably only been out for about 20 minutes, so it's still pretty chilled. But I guess what would be my constructive criticism on this beer is that it does, even though it's still cold, it does come in pretty hot. I find there definitely is a feeling and a taste of like a fusel alcohol type of flavor. It's not burning per se, but it's definitely far more noticeable than a lot of other beers that have been higher up in ABV that I've had in the past. So. So for that, I mean, it's an enjoyable beer. It's just not quite in my wheelhouse. But I will give them full props for actually properly using like pumpkin in their beers rather than just using pumpkin spices and actually, roasting the pumpkin. That definitely does add to the body as well, and the deepness, I guess, of the flavor. So I mean, overall, for me, it's not the. I'm just coming into this not being a huge fan of pumpkin beers in the first place for whatever reason. It's just I just prefer eating it, like eating pumpkin pie rather than drinking it. We'll just call it as it is. So, so for personal preference, I'll give this the exact same rating I gave it on Untapped a few weeks ago, which is 7 out of 10. I was more than I was happy enough to. Actually, I was lucky to find this. There's like only one LCBO within like 30 kilometers that had this. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for personal preference. For style, I think it's pretty good for a pumpkin. It really delivers on the aroma. Aside from it being dry and a little hot, everything like all flavor wise, everything else is pretty good. So I mean, I guess I'll give it a slightly better mark for style. I'll give it a 7.5. So there we go.
All right, so let's move over to Guy.
It's not as good as it used to be, as I remember, but yeah. I still get oranges and burnt carrot cake. It's very boozy. This is like room temperature. This is like insane. I just had a few chugs and I was like, oh, a little buzz there. It's like, yeah, it's pretty crazy beer. Oh, do we score yet?
Yeah. I didn't get the carrot cake.
Okay. I think I gave it like an 8 before, but I'll go like 7.5 out of 10. Well, it's boozy.
Is that overall or style?
Overall, style, sure, I'll go 8. It's fun beer. It's carrot cake. So
8 for 7.5 and 8 style.
Yeah,
7.5 style. Overall 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Short but sweet. just like this beer. All right, Greg.
Wendy's.
Goldilocks. Wendy's. Killer Wendy's.
Okay, well,
You're off to murder the Burger King, right?
I'm gonna have to reveal my identity. Hold on a second. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it's Greg.
I know. You guys are shocked. It's Greg, the one you thought. But I'm definitely not the beer burglar. Oh my week. No. Okay, so now that I can actually drink this beer, so I'm actually gonna steal a little bit from both Ashley and Guy, believe it or not. The smell on this is absolutely fantastic. Like even through that mask that doesn't have any nose holes, as you can see no nose holes. I can still smell the beer very clearly, and it smells absolutely phenomenal. It smells like a delicious fresh baked pumpkin pie. Unfortunately, that's where this beer kind of falls apart for me, and I'm almost wondering if I have an off can because I've had this many times before, and I've always really liked it, and I don't like this. The burnt carrot cake, I get kind of where Guy's coming from that. That actually is almost right on the nose of what it tastes like, but it's not a good taste. I find this very boozy. The spices are there, but I find there's just too much of them. They're too intermingled. The beer is pretty drying. I don't know if I get anything I would resemble or I would consider to be pumpkin from this, but I know pumpkin's hard to taste anyway. Yeah, I don't know. This is actually a real mess of a beer for me, and I'm almost wondering, based on my old ratings on this, if I have an off can or something, or maybe I shouldn't have aged in the trunk of my car or something. But regardless, it's not going to be particularly great rating for me. I mean, it's passable. So I don't know. I mean, what's the style? Pumpkin ale, Imperial pumpkin ale.
I would assume so. Like you sort of have to throw. It's just a pumpkin beer, regardless.
I would just go with pumpkin,
right? Yeah.
Well,
pumpkin beer.
As a pumpkin beer, I mean, I'll pass it just because it's of the smell is just so good. The smell is actually bringing this thing up for me. So I'm going to give it for style a 5.5, and for personal preference, I'll match the 5.5. It's a bare pass for me, but it's not to the point where I have to fail it. But yeah, honestly though, I do actually think this might be a bad can, but I probably won't spend $5 to find out because I'm very disappointed by this.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound like what you're describing. Yeah,
I just know I've really liked this beer. Like, you know, there is a taste thing, but I just know I've really tasted. Like I've untapped this as a 9 before, so I mean that's a pretty big drop off. Unless my taste buds have changed all that much, or the beer's changed all that much, I don't know. But
I can. It's sweeter.
I don't get any sweetness from this. To me, it's dry and it almost reminds me of those Bose barrel aged beers, where it's like I can tell there's a lot in here, but they just mixed it to the point that I'm just feel like I'm drinking sludge. Burnt carrot cake.
Sludge. Burnt carrot cake sludge.
Carrot
also, there's not nearly enough camp counselor in here.
All right. Getting into what I think about this beer, I think Guy is I think it was Guy that said burnt carrot cake, and I think you're kind of spot on. I was thinking pumpkin pie at first, but the pumpkin's almost dialed back enough that it kind of does taste like carrot cake. You got the ginger, you got the sweet, you get a little bit of cinnamon. I even get a little bit off the top of this of like the Cool Whip or something, like the little touch of creamy vanilla or like a milky quality that you would get, creamy quality that you would get from like a little dollop of whipped cream or ice cream on top of this thing. It's just I'm actually thinking I like this, and in comparison to the aged bottle, I think this is a whole lot smoother and creamier. And my original opinion of this beer back then was that it was too bold, too spicy. It is pretty bold and spicy now, but I find that because it's so much creamier and smoother that I'm liking this a whole lot more than I did back then. So, I mean, I'm getting these. What did I write down for notes here? I'm getting loads of like molasses, vanilla, a little bit of milk chocolate, the cinnamon, the pumpkin pie. There's like some chocolate and cinnamon notes that kind of remind me of like a Mexican hot chocolate, if you ever had one of those. It's smooth, creamy, and mellow, and it is warming, but it doesn't really come across as like it kind of masks the 10% fairly well. other than just being a little bit warmer. You can tell it's heavier, but not in the double digits. But I'm actually really liking this. So I think for the style, it's bang on when it comes to something that calls itself a pumpkin beer, which is kind of blumpkin beer, which is kind of a gimmick in itself, really. And when it comes to something that tastes exactly like a pumpkin pie, I don't know. Style and overall, I'm going to give 8s all around. I do like this, and I do like it a whole lot more than I did 4 years ago when the first time I had it. Like back then, I think the biggest thing I had against this beer is that trying to drink an entire bottle of this stuff yourself, when it doesn't seem like was a refined then as it is now. I think that going in and buying yourself one can of this, that's all I would drink. But 1 can of this is nice. That's just too much in the bottle.
2 cans is better.
2 cans. That's on you, Dean.
Just follow your nose. 2 can.
Just follow your hose.
I'm not a big fan of lactose.
Follow your hose.
I don't like lactose in beers generally, but listening to what you're saying about, the dollop of whipped cream on top, like this beer actually deserves the lactose treatment to it, just to sort of bump the sweetness up and maybe cut through that dryness from the spices and just sort of lend a little bit, like another level of flavor, just to sort of take you away from that burnt carrot cake that Guy pointed out. And I'd actually be on Team Lactose on this one. So
Don said carrot cake, so that's all credits goes to Don.
Oh, there we go.
All right then. I do get that now. It's like I'm seeing that more. What the hell? Why is the ratings the same?
Lee's in the chat. Lee mentions that this stream has 100% less racism and Uncle Tom's.
Oh, we can fix that real quick though.
So we are
invite Lee on here. Kidding.
Oh wow. Well, just wait till you hear about next week's beer. We're doing all the founders.
Oh shit! I forgot to grab next week's beer out of the fridge. I didn't even forgot to really discuss what next week's beer is.
Oh, Nick, you're just
I'm gonna post in the private chat and I'll go.
Viewer Lee can ask us the magical question.
There, check the hidden chat there and see what you guys think. I'm thinking the former.
I would do the former, Nick, because you can always get fresher versions of the latter.
All right, I will grab it from the fridge in a second. I'm just gonna grab the ratings board here. I've been a little distracted today.
Second one I could get.
You can get the
strong
second
in this one,
but not the first.
We'll see if I can get it. I can get it.
You can get it.
In America.
Well, I thought you guys could get it in the LTBO.
There's pretty good distribution.
Actually,
okay.
I probably should. There is, but the one that we're leaning towards is going to dry up pretty quick. So
12:45.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can check that out in a second. But
with that beer, we're already iffy on it, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, we better do it soon then.
The way I look at it, they still sell it. We can rate it. So
all right, I'm gonna grab it as a fridge. I'll be right back. You
wow,
guys
look at that.
Yourselves. This is the ratings. Double 13s.
Double.
Ew.
So basically, I tanked the score. That would have been over an 8 if it wasn't for my scores. So
it's meant to be. It's time to kill teens.
For overall, my score was a 7, and then style, I gave it 7.5. I think
2 13s for Jason.
Yeah.
I should just do. I'll do graphics and stuff. Put some more Nick in there. A lot of Nick in there. What's happening?
I don't know. Nick, what's going on? What's going on, Nick?
All right.
We need guidance.
And of course, we're gonna go to the main question and then pan over to myself. What is next week's beer? Where did I just put it down? It's right here. We have decided in the last 30 seconds that we're going to do Great Lakes Brewing's Karma Citra IPA, which was also a beer sent to me by Greg. It's an IPA made with citra hops that we need to get a look at. So when does it say mine is canned? Is that serious? 10, 10, 19?
10, 10.
This is not even a month old.
No, it's pretty fresh from the brewery, but
yeah, you got to rate the brewery.
Dropped off fairly quickly, so we want to get to it.
Yeah, we'll do it. And of course, it's something we actually did. Me and Lee actually did as a mystery beer, thanks to Ashley Sexton a year or two ago. And it was pretty tasty.
That was just last year. You didn't know who I was 2 years ago.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know who you are right now.
I don't know who you are now.
Exactly, right?
Even though we've been in your house.
Well, I mean, we had heard of Ashley Sexton. We heard you were the really hot head brewer over at Game and Kettle.
You just heard head, and you heard Ashley and got an erection. That's
disgusting.
No, I heard Ashley got a semi. I heard Sexton got the erection.
That's gross.
sure. Blame it on Greg. Greg. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so I think that sums it up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for watching. We only have 3 viewers right now, which, considering we're less racist, we should have gotten more viewers.
It's crazy, man. Yeah,
Nick, you got to be racist.
Got to be racist.
Racist?
Fucking ignorant prick.
Yeah, we should have reviewed some Founders beers.
I'm going to throw this out there. Fuck Polacks. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, all right. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, Guy, for coming on. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Kent Beer Reviews was in the chat there. Thank you for coming in, and also thank Jason's mom.
We
Wendy's.
hate white people.
Wendy's.
Fuck all white people.
So you're gonna kill everybody with cholesterol.
He's gonna make teen burgers.
No, see, Jason is not racist. I kill everyone. Black, white, Chinese, it's all good.
Completely indiscriminate killer.
All right. We're going offline. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys in a bit. We're coming online with the after chat. Cheers.